What's the scariest interaction you've had with a doll? The antique shop was dimly lit, with shelves lined with forgotten relics and forgotten memories. As I wandered through the narrow aisles, the air felt heavy with the weight of history. My eyes landed on a dusty old box tucked away in a corner, and curiosity drew me closer. As I opened the creaking lid, a cold breeze seemed to escape, sending shivers down my spine. Nestled within layers of moth-eaten fabric was a doll, its porcelain face staring blankly into the distance. Its eyes, though lifeless, seemed to follow my every move. The doll wore a faded Victorian-era dress, and its once lustrous curls hung in disarray around its shoulders. Despite the wear and tear, there was an eerie beauty to the doll. I couldn't resist the urge to bring it home, as if drawn by some unseen force. Little did I know that decision would plunge me into a world of inexplicable occurrences. At first, the strange happenings were subtle, a soft whisper in the dead of night, the creaking of floorboards when no one else was around. I dismissed them as mere figments of my imagination until I noticed the doll had changed positions overnight. It moved from the shelf to the table, its porcelain eyes fixated on me with an unsettling gaze. As days passed, the atmosphere in my home grew more oppressive. I began to hear the faint laughter of a child, echoing through the empty rooms. Doors slammed shut on their own, and shadows danced in the corners of my vision. The doll seemed to be the epicenter of this haunting, its presence permeating every inch of my life. Late one night, unable to bear the torment any longer, I decided to rid myself of the doll. I wrapped it carefully in old newspapers and carried it back to the antique shop, my heart pounding with each step. As I placed it on the counter, the shopkeeper's eyes widened with a mix of surprise and concern. "You should never have taken that doll," he whispered, his voice trembling. "It has a history, a darkness that follows it." In that moment, the temperature in the shop dropped, and I felt a cold hand on my shoulder. I turned to see the doll, now standing on the counter, its eyes filled with malevolence. The shopkeeper and I exchanged horrified glances as the doll's laughter echoed, sealing my fate in a world where the line between the living and the lifeless blurred into a nightmarish dance of the supernatural.